Today we will discuss toxic choices, and we will give Neurocycle with the 5 steps to help you detoxify or to deal with the toxic choices, meaning things that are affecting your life, affecting you in a way that you're going the wrong way, not the right way, which kind of tells you that it's toxic. When it comes down to it all depends on the choice. Previously, in the Dirty Dozen series, we have talked about toxic thoughts, toxic emotions, toxic words. Now this week we're talking about toxic choices. And like I stated before, when it all comes down to it, it's all about a choice. We have responsibility of making a choice in our lives and making the path that we choose to go to and go through. As I stated in earlier videos, we talked about there's 2 different branches of emotions. There's the love and there's fear, and a lot of different things come from love. Goodwill, generosity, peace, patience, and then those things that come from fear, anxiety, depression, distress. And all these things lead to disease, mentally, physically, emotionally. And those are things that you want to steer away from. But like I stated before, it all comes down to what are you choosing? Are you choosing to live a life that's full and vibrant? Or are you choosing to live a life that's toxic? And these all depend on if you're making a toxic choice. So, as I just generally told you about toxic choices, I mean, you know the choices that you've made, and you're getting the repercussions of the action, because every action has a consequence. Use this rule of thumb. Einstein said it best. Insanity is doing a thing over and over again, expecting different results. Look at your life. Look at the steps that you've made, and look where it's brought you to. And look where it's taking you. And then you can assess if it's tough. The first step is called gather. Now when you're gathering, is awareness of how, when you're dealing with toxic choices, there's awareness of how the past experiences, attitudes, and habits have influenced some of the choices that have been made in your life. That's the first thing that's done. You gather. Now you're not writing anything down. You're pretty much alone with your thoughts. You're not in your head, but you're in your mind. The second thing, you reflect. Now you prayerfully get with God and you discuss some of the past experiences, the things that you have done or is being done to you, because you're trying to get through one thing at a time. What you do, you focus on how the different things have influenced you. The choices that you made, or the choices that you're making. And you make a determination if these choices are life or death choices. Or you just sit down and write down the options. Are they good for me? Are they bad for me? What's their cons? What's very beneficial if you know where you're going. Because if you know your purpose, you know your end, then you know what's delaying you from getting there. Or you're trying to figure it out. That's the second phase in Neurocycle. The third phase would be journaling. Get your thoughts on paper. Just put it on paper. When you get your thoughts on paper, what you're doing, you're getting the confusion out, and you put it on paper. Because sometimes when you see it, you say, wow, I didn't know I was in that spot. But things have been bombarded and they're blocked on top of each other in your head. And you have not been able to get it out. Like I stated before, it's like sticking stuff in the closet. Because me and my twin brothers used to do it all the time. My father said, clean it up. Clean up the room, clean up the room, clean up the room. What we would do, we said, okay, we'll clean up the room. Like a lot of people do. We clean up the room so people won't see it on the surface. But it's stuck back in our subconscious. We put it in our closet, and we kept putting things things, shoes, clothes, shirts, everything in our closet. And when we put everything in our closet, guess what happened? Eventually, they spilled out when we didn't expect it. Maybe a friend came over. They bumped into the closet. And then things came out. Or, this would mostly happen most of the time. We was found out. My father went through the surface, went to the core, opened up the door, and all our mess came out. And we were caught with our mess in the background, with our mess all on the table at an inconvenient time. See, that's one of the biggest reasons to get your thoughts on paper, so your thoughts won't surprise you. Because you'd be surprised what's locked up in there. That's journaling. Because you compare your past, your present, where it's taking you, and where you're trying to go. Fourth, you revisit. You go back. You see if there's been any patterns, any images, anything in your journaling. Your journaling, which is your thoughts, that signifies anything that's of any relevance. But don't take anything lightly, because there's a reason why things are in your mind. If not but to put it out, and so you can know how it got in. Sound a little complex, but keep on following the series and you understand more and more what I'm saying. Okay? But you revisit your thoughts. Now, all these things kind of loop into, they cause one to turn the other. And this is like a discipline. You have to discipline yourself to actually go on these steps. You have to gather. And you have to reflect. Go back to what's been gathered. And then you journal it. You're getting it all out. And then you back and revisit what did you get out. And then you do an active reach. 6 or 7 times a day. It's a continual process. You do a reach. And this is a reach I do. This is a reach that I do that gets me through the day. That gets me through the day. After I do mine. My reach is, as the scripture says, steadfast, unmovable, always be abounding. It's telling me to stay grounded. Stay grounded. Be steadfast, unmovable. Why do I need to be unmovable? Because things are coming my way. Things that I am experiencing. But God says, be steadfast. Don't move. Don't shake. Don't waver. But that's an active reach that I use. You too can have your own. It can be a David Goggins quote. Stay hard. It can be anything. I choose the scripture. Because it sticks with me. It stays with me. It pushes me. It's an active reach. I'm actively using that to make sure my mind is clear toward my purpose. You too can be clear toward your purpose. Now, if you haven't get anything else from this video, remember this. Every day, you get a vertical. Make it your goal in life to always move forward. Never move back. Why? Because life is just too short to live looking in the rearview mirror. And you are important. God knows that you are important. I know that you are important. So therefore, it is. This is Hero's Journey with Dr. D. Peace and blessings. And we are out! Journeymen, journeywomen, that's the end of this video. Hope you received something from this content that I put out. And also, if you'd like to get a little bit more, look up above and click the Purpose Driven series and my Emotion series. I promise you there's something in there for you. And if you need a little bit more one-on-one time for me to help you get beyond your first move, click down below and hit my website and we can talk further about how I can assist you.